What's up, everybody? Welcome into a new episode of the Rapala We Are Collegiate Bass Podcast. Special guests for today's show, Daylon Milam and James Dubose from number 1 ranked University of Montevallo. They got the victory there at the Bassmaster College Series event at Smith Lake just a little over a week ago now. Had a total weight of 29 pounds, 14 ounces to get the victory. Daylon, real quick, man, just your immediate reaction being able to get a victory to start the spring like that. Talk about what that meant to you.
It was awesome. It meant everything. We've been trying to chase a win for a while now, and we get top 20s and top 30s, but to finally break it over and get the first place, it was awesome.
James, similar question coming your way as well. Just kind of share your thoughts and emotions on getting that major victory, as it obviously means a lot for the team in terms of the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. We'll get to that more later, but kind of talk about what it meant for yourself and the team and everybody around you to go out and get that victory.
It was awesome for all of us. I mean, I felt like me and Daylon have been around the winning fish all year. We just haven't been able to execute and to finally get over that hump and catch the fish we needed and to pull off the win. It was awesome. There's nothing like it.
Going out there and getting a win, definitely something big to achieve and accomplish on the college stage like you guys did there at Smith Lake in Alabama. Let's go ahead and talk right now about the conditions. It's pre-spawn for these early spring tournaments. The bass are late winter, early spring, kind of depending on the weather, cold fronts, and timing of all that. Different stages are going on at different places, but there's Smith Lake in Alabama this time of year, probably pretty textbook late winter, early spring pattern. Daylon, talk about the conditions and the way the fish set up that week.
In practice, the first day of practice was actually a little bit colder and everything, and they actually bit really well. We got on a pattern pretty fast in practice, and we tried to build on that all throughout practice, and it kept getting worse and worse, and we figured out it was more of an area thing. And we did the same thing during the tournament. The first day, we juiced all our stuff. We caught as many as we could, and we were still, a couple pounds back from the lead. And then throughout the tournament, we had to adjust a little bit, and just little changes helped us, and that's what got it done.
James, let's get into the specifics then of those changes that you made and what that meant in terms of baits you were throwing, techniques, tactics, as y'all zeroed in on one specific area. Like Daylon said, break down exactly what it was y'all were doing to get those bites both days.
Yes, sir. So we were mainly fishing docks. We had this area that was about a quarter mile long where we had the majority of our bites. We kind of bounced around this one creek a little bit, but this quarter mile stretch was key for us, and we got most of our big bites from it. The first day we were throwing a 3.8-inch Kitech around the docks with a quarter-ounce jig head, just slowly rolling it, and that produced a lot of good bites the first day. And the second day we went out, tried to do the same thing, weren't having much luck, and we decided to switch to a quarter-ounce brown spot sticker jig with grub tails on it, and we started throwing that around docks, and we started just hammering them, getting a bunch of bites, a bunch of really quality bites. So we put down the swim bait, and both of us picked up the jig, and we just threw that around the rest of the day.
Smith Lake, for those not familiar, located in Alabama, same state in which your school, the University of Montevallo, is located. So, Daylon, that leads me to my next question. Anything that you two benefited from, I don't know where y'all are from, so you can answer this in your question, but if you're from the area, did you have any previous knowledge that allowed y'all to key in on the bait changes that dialed you into the winning fish, or was there anything that helped you from places that you fished across the state that you could take to Smith Lake to have that success?
So we have actually never been to Smith before this tournament, and it's only an hour and a half from us. But we're both from Newnan, Georgia, and Lanier's only about an hour and a half from us, and they both have a lot of herring in them. And even though there's specific herring bites, and we tried that, and we tried to get on that stuff, and we were getting bites in practice doing the herring deal, but it just really wasn't happening the way we wanted to. And the dock bites, you can do the same thing on Lanier, and it just kind of fell over. And I think that helped a lot, being able to fish Lanier a bunch and go to Smith.
Yeah, it's funny when you can get to different places throughout the country and you're able to use similar, locations, tactics, techniques specific to a certain area. That can pay a big dividend in situations like that. Myself, I went to school at the University of Arkansas, and that's on the White River chain, and whether it was Beaver Lake, Table Rock, or Bull Shoals throughout the spring, different seasons throughout the year, if you did something with success at one place, you could typically carry that over to one of those other lakes and do the same thing. So building upon that, having that knowledge, knowing of similar scenarios that you've encountered throughout the area, obviously paying off to success for you guys. James, one last question is, y'all were talking about exactly the baits and lures that you caught those fish on. What went into your strategy to be able to make that key change that led, from the swim bait to the jig to y'all being able to have that success? Kind of talk about what played out in terms of, if it's just kind of intuition, if you took into account any of the factors going on in terms of weather and the way the fish were setting up. Just kind of go into more detail about what probably ended up being kind of that winning tweak that got y'all into first place.
So during practice, the majority of our bites came on a swim bait. Daylon was on the front of the boat throwing that, and I would be on the back of the boat. And for a little bit, I was pitching around the brown jig, and I'd get a couple bites, but they were generally smaller. And so we knew we kind of had that to fall back on if our swim bait bite went away, which it did the second day of the tournament. So we both picked up a jig, and the little ones turned into big ones, and they started biting.
We're talking with Daylon Milam James Dubose from number 1 ranked University of Montevallo. Got the win at the Bassmaster College Series event that took place recently at Smith Lake. As I mentioned there, University of Montevallo ranked number 1 in the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year, presented by Abu Garcia. Let's talk real quick, just short, kind of nearsighted here is what happened right in the moment. For y'all, you guys finished in first place. Your next highest placing team finished in second. We've got those updated point standings coming out soon, and we'll show just how that reflects. As obviously you guys earned the most points, did Montevallo at that particular tournament. Daylon coming in to weigh in, knowing that you guys have had success. You've got another team at the top. It rounds out being that y'all finished first and second. In my time here with the ACA and helping with the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia, just on a few occasions can I think of instances where we've seen schools finish 1-2 at major college tournaments, several of them coming from Montevallo anglers here in recent years. Talk about what that meant right there, because there's really nothing better that y'all could have done as a team over 2 days to have first and second.
It was awesome. When we first got there, we heard that Brody and Peyton were leading it, and then as it kept going, we heard they were tied for first, and we were like, gosh, and we knew we had a chance with the big bag on day 2, and when we got up there and we took the lead, and after the tournament, realized that we had first and second. It was awesome. The School of the Year means a lot, and we love chasing that. It's a big competitive thing over here in Montevallo, and to chase it every year and be able to keep winning, it's amazing.
So far over the last several years, Montevallo has won that title in 4 consecutive seasons. This year, another victory, ending the year ranked number 1 would be their 5th straight title for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. James, here just recently, last month, rather, I believe during the month of February, you guys took over that number 1 ranking for the first time since back in the fall. So if the goal is to go win that 5th straight title, you are working towards building momentum in that direction. What did it mean for you guys to be able to overtake that lead at the top spot, and then just kind of building on what Daylon said in terms of the success there at Smith Lake, how that helps to keep the ball rolling this spring as we push towards the end of the season there at the end of May?
Me personally, I know a lot of the guys around here, we try to just keep our heads out of the rankings. We try to not look at them and focus on it too much. We just want to keep our heads down and grind the entire season and not worry about any of the outside factors that are happening. So I think just putting our head down, grinding the rest of the spring, and I think we'll come out on top when it's all said and done if we stick to what we do best.
As we're talking about Montevallo working towards winning that 5th straight title, as that's what they have their sights set on as the spring progresses towards that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia that will be awarded at the conclusion of the college season here in May in just a couple short months. You two anglers, both sophomores, were a part of a winning team last year, the first time that you were part of a team to finish the year ranked number 1. Talk a little bit, Daylon, about last year's team and what that meant to be a part of a group that was able to claim a title that time, making it the 4th straight for Montevallo.
Yeah, well, coming in, we didn't realize how important it was, and then we had a lot of hammers on our team last year, a lot of guys. I mean, Easton, he was dominating. Him and Dunkey were dominating every tournament, so it was nice having them, and it was honestly, it was nerve-wracking at the beginning of the year. We had lost a lot of seniors, and it was kind of like questioning, like, can we still win all these tournaments? And we came out swinging, and it really hasn't stopped. The momentum just keeps on going, and we just got to keep on carrying it through.
Talking about carrying on that momentum, that leads me to my last question for you, James. At the end of the season, if Montevallo is able to pull this off and win another title for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia, being ranked first right now to end the season in that same position would have y'all doing so for the 5th straight year. Talk about the emotions, the thoughts, kind of what it would mean for the program as a whole, sort of summarize what that means as y'all strive for that major achievement of which would continue to rewrite the history books for Montevallo.
Winning School of the Year is like a very special thing to do. I know everyone here at Montevallo takes it very seriously, and we're all competing against each other along with every other college. And I think that's what makes us stand out and are one step ahead of our competitors, is because we're competing with each other. And I really think that builds a bond with each other. We all love each other, and I really think loving each other and doing anything for each other is the reason why we've stayed on top for the past couple of years.
Teamwork definitely plays a key factor in success, as this is a 12-month journey for these college teams to go out there and compete and earn these valuable points to count towards that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. To check the latest standings, go to collegiatebasschampionship.com. While you're over there, you can also see remaining points earning and points eligible events that are on that schedule to count towards college fishing's only all-encompassing national ranking system. Daylon and James, thanks for the time today. Best of luck at your next upcoming events. We hope to see you guys out on the trail soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome to Minnow King. How can I help you?
Everything looks good. I'm friggin' starving, man. Been spawning all morning.
Ugh, TMI, bro. What do you want?
I'll take a Crush City freeloader and gizzard shad.
Anything to drink?
Water.
Pull ahead, please. Welcome to Minnow King.
We're gonna have what he's had.
Yeah, throw me in a net BLT too.
Pull ahead, please.
Calm down. Quit feeding so much.
Hey, man, I'm trying to, man. If you
If you overfeed him, he's gonna hide under a log.